Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Halima. What's your name, please?
My name is Dr. Stephen Kojosaki. I'm the CEO of Creative African Solutions and also working with International Association of World Peace Advocates as the African Development Focal Point to the United Nations and the Global Peace Ambassador for Project Peace Light and other affiliates.
Okay, sir. What transpired you to be a business leader and what keeps your business moving?
Thank you very much. We are living in a world that you need to be self-reliant and self-independent, and there is no one who is free unless he can fully fend for himself or herself. So, as a young adult, right from infancy, my passion has been that I should be able to live as an independent person, not caring for myself alone, but able to feed a lot of larger fun, but it must start with me. So that idea came right from teenagehood to adulthood, and it has been very helpful. So I've worked in several organizations and enterprises, but I still feel that you need to have a business that will have some yield and also take care of other people.
Sir, can you help us with a summary of today's program?
Today's program has been very, very educative, informative, and inspiring. Rebooting the economy is something that is very critical at this time because there has been some economic challenges over the period, looking at COVID and other climate concerns and challenges has brought some untold hardships to the people around the world, and Ghana is not spared in this process. And governments and successive governments are trying hard, said that they'll be able to stabilize the situation. So coming for this conference is to ideate and learn and unlearn and learn from some of the best practices that can drive businesses around the world. So some of the highlights has been that we need to really, really take good care of ourselves, to be very careful of our clientele base or the customers that we do business with. We have to be mindful of the internal and the external customers of our clients, how we'll be able to meet their needs, because if you don't meet the needs of the clients, you will stay out of business, because that customers are the very key pillars in running a business. So you need to be able to focus on that. And we also look at the mental aspect of our employees. As we do business with our employees, we should make sure that their welfare is catered for. And one of the ways that we can do is that we should be very intentional about their welfare. And once we do that, we'll be able to grow our business and it will be very sustainable. So it has been very participatory. A lot of people have shared their expert knowledge, and we're fortunate to have Honorable Osingame, who is a labor consultant, who have been very helpful in so many areas. And we have other eminent personalities who have shared their long-standing experience in how to manage business and ensure continuity, and there is always a succession plan. So it has been a very educative and instructive section so far.
How can we reach you?
If you want to reach me, you can send me a mail through ssaki2010 at ssaki2010@gmail.com. You can also check me on my Facebook handles, LinkedIn. I'm there, Stephen Saki, LinkedIn or Creative African Solution at LinkedIn, Facebook. You still find me there. So I'm everywhere.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Good morning, sir. My name is Halima. What's your name, please?
I'm Kwame Ozu.
What do you do, please?
I'm a lawyer and an HR consultant. So when we are talking of workplace environment and the employers where issues, that is where they're interested. That's why I make an interjection to ensure that we address the human capital issues within the organization. But invariably, I'm a lawyer and a practitioner.
So, why should companies take mental health issues serious?
As has been discussed here, the human being, the people in the organization is very critical. That's the most important factor that we have to, apart from the financial and other things. So anything short of addressing the human concern is an issue. It can bring the whole business to an end. So every employer and every business person supposed to take care of the people, create an environment, congenial environment, non-toxic environment, so that at the end of the people will stand to give the best version of themselves and ensure productivity, excellence, and the profitability that has been the bottom line. That is all. The human being is critical. So that has been my advocacy as a lawyer and as a HR consultant. Let's help them, let's groom them, let's nurture them, and a succession. At the end of the day, if I'm out of the business, there are the people who are to succeed me and ensure the business go as a going concern. So that is all simple as that. You understand?
Okay, so during the panel discussion, one of the panelists says, you need to, as an employer, you need to invest in your employees. Can you elaborate more on that?
Okay, when you talk about the investment in the employee, we know the other factor is that business is not static. The world is evolving in a very fast pace. So if we are talking of investing, it can be looked at it from an angle of training and development. They need to be trained. They need to be updated of what is going on, particularly when it comes to area of technology, digitalization. These are areas, and among other things, and even the work ethics, what you need to do, the do's and the don'ts. All these are the things that, at the end of the day, will ensure that you bring the business to a level that will bring what your expectations, your objectives as a corporate entity will look like. So invest, train them, develop them, retrain them, make sure that they are up to what is happening in the competitive environment in the world as large. So at the end of the day, we'll make a very big gain and the business will flourish. There's no doubt about it. But if you don't do it and you create them in a mess, toxic environment, burn out, they come to the end psychologically. As you know, when they're talking the mental health, I'm just linking the investment to that. The mental health, the person is disturbed. So we are talking of productivity, and the productivity is going to the basic for you to achieve your bottom line. That is the profit. The person come, he's not happy. You put the work before, you see he's sitting on the computer, facilities are running. But at the end of the day, you should do objective assessment. You see that nothing done. And your productivity for labor is almost negative, not even zero, or even plus 1 or 2. So these are things, it is bit and pieces. We as a consultant has always been advising. It's just a small bit of it. Bring happiness. We need Mary, the president, the one who was in to give us a talk, was strength of having a tete-a-tete with your staff, and that you can ask, is there anything wrong and anything? And I did make an interjection to say that at times it depends on the attitude of the employer or the business head, or so to call the boss. If you are like a monster and you come and say, what is wrong with you? Is there anything wrong? Are you happy? I will simply say yes. I'll be shivering and say I'm happy. But deeper in me, I'm afraid. You create an organization, you see people are there, they create a DEBA. Let's meet. Everybody, please express your candid opinion as to how we can make an improvement in the business. You see, but you see, they are afraid. Some will say, any question, they are silent. But if you are able to break that and bring them home, treat them like your own children, and let them feel at ease, give them what it takes to drive the business, you see that they will come out of everything that's in their heart. And when they are happy, it goes to what you have been stressing, that then they will be able to give up their best to ensure that the business is on course. So this is all we need to do. And then when that is done on the entity level, it will go a long way to a higher level, to business level, to go governmental level, and the whole country, Africa and the world will be in a very good shape.
My last question, sir. As an HR consultant, what would you have to tell upcoming CEOs?
As a HR consultant, this is a very strategic question, and I'm happy you have posed that question. As a HR consultant, what I would say is that we normally have a structure, and now we talk of leadership. We have the HR director, we have the finance director, and all that we do. What is we have to emphasize is that the staff also look at you as the one at the apex. You are the father of the whole business. So management, by example, they will learn a lot from you. So you need to respect them. You need to share with them, open to them, be very affable. If you adopt an open door policy, where you go and some of them you will see that there's a one step to another, go to the secretary to the before you go to the open door policy, so that you can come and openly and express. That's why you see that these are the basis. You don't need to go even at times to go and hire a consultant to come and do unravel the people themselves can give you a feedback and what is actually toxic. What are the burnouts? They can tell you. But if you create an environment that is not friendly, then they will keep it the same. You bring a consultant, it's a consultant they will talk to. If you sit one-on-one and you create a monster-like approach, because they are afraid, they will say no. They will tend to be living. You say, what is it? Or say, oh, it's personal. No, but that's the HR. You say, it's a personal. What the reason for exiting? So the retention rate, if you want it to come down, just be open, just be transparent, just make sure that the workplace environment is so congenial that they themselves will come and tell you, see, chief, this and this are what you do. Don't create a toxic environment that they will be. Society, no one is born a deviant. It's a society. So it's a corporate. We ourselves, the CEO, executive, we create it. You create a toxic environment. If you want to me, I will reciprocate with a negativity. So do in such a way that I will treat it as an egg. I will treat my own father's thing. Or this is the corporate that at the end of the day we are all going to survive.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Halima. What's your name, please?
My name is Mary.
Madam Mary, what do you do, please?
I'm an entrepreneurial psychologist.
So during your discussion as a panelist, you made mention of as an employer, you need to invest in your employees. Can you please elaborate on it?
Yes, I believe that most of the time employers neglect the needs of their employees, and we need to be able to invest in training sessions for them, because it's when you empower them in the knowledge in the field that they are working, that is when you'll be able to get better delivery and then better output. Productivity goes up. And then you also need to be able to hear the voices of these employees to understand whether the working environment is even conducive enough for them. They can have some input in the operations of the business that can really help the organization. So I believe that employers should start focusing on the employees. Most of the time, we put the client first, but we actually have to put the employees first, because it's when they are satisfied, then they can also give you satisfied customers.
Okay. What would you tell upcoming CEOs?
I think we upcoming CEOs need to do a lot of reading. We need to really understand the area in which we are going, and most of the time, startup entrepreneurs want to really go big. It's very good to go big, but it's risky when you really want to go big. So I believe in very little beginnings. Try your hands on whatever you want to do, unless you have a partner who has very good experience in that field. Then you can take all the risk and go really big. But don't fear in starting small. They have to be very resilient, because challenges will definitely come your way. These failures are only going to let you know that yes, you can succeed at the end of the day, because it's out of the failures that you get better. And through that, you can succeed and then realize that yes, this time you have done it. So they should embrace the failures, embrace the challenges that will come, because it will toughen them.
So, madam, what transpires you to be a business leader?
Okay, so I started my own business because I felt I wasn't really being used much where I was working, and I had the edge to do more. I wanted something more challenging, and so I started my own organization. And through that, I have been able to create jobs for several others, almost 1,000 employees within my multiple organizations. So I believe that when we challenge ourselves, we can get better results, not just to satisfy us as employers, but also to give back to the economy.
One last question. What keeps your business moving?
Good leadership. If you're a good leader, you'll be able to impact well on your management team or the people you have placed in the various positions, because you, the employer or the CEO, can't do it all. So if you have very good management in place, your business can even work in your absence. So we need to ensure that we exhibit good leadership skills so that others would also follow and keep our business running.
Very much. Hello. Good morning, sir. My name is Halima. What's your name, please?
Good morning. My name is Lord Trevor Lloyd Beckford.
Okay, so can you please tell us what you do?
Well, I'm a Jamaican that have migrated to Ghana, now a Ghanaian citizen. And I have an organization, an NGO registered in Ghana, a group of companies. Our NGO is advocating for the industrialization of the agricultural and the fishery sector of Ghana. And we have developed our business plans and ready now to implement, working along with the chiefs to secure land to do industrial cereal production and industrial boiler chicken operation. We're setting up one of the biggest animal feed mill, industrial feed mill in Ghana to support the boiler business that we are about to implement here. We also, one of our affiliate is now managing the most up-to-date rice mill in Ghana, in the western region. And we are also developing eco friendly habitats for diasporans. We are targeting the wealth achievers in the diaspora to come home. Is the facilitation is not here for them, so we are creating that so that they can come home and be happy. And we also have NGO named Chance 2 Mental Wellness and Recovery Hub Ghana, which we collaborating with the Ministry of Mental Health Authority here and extended help to especially the mentally ill who cannot afford the medications. So we have brought in some medical supplies and give to a clinic up in Kunkunuru in up there. Yes. And we are having two programs coming up this year. One on the 28th of May on World Ministerial Day to help the young girls and with the problems they're having, talk to them about mental health. Not just the girls alone, but the boys in school. And we're doing this with Talk to Me Foundation in collaboration with her, with Angel. And we're also doing on the 5th of July, we'll be having a mental health workshop here in Ghana. We haven't chosen the venue as yet, but it is definitely going to have those two major programs coming up this year.
So, what transpired you to be a business leader?
Marcus Garvey, reading about Marcus Garvey and Kuma, George Padmore, and many more. As a youth, growing up with the creation of Bob Marley and Peter Touch, by the way, and I were born in the same community. So Peter Touch is my brother. Um, we get some positive um, inspiration from our forefathers. And if you know your history, it strengthens you to operate effectively in the present and lay the foundation for the future. So I know my roots. I know I'm a Ghanaian. I know that I'm a Moor, and I'm here to leading my nation, which is the Kyrgyz nation, um, coming home, and we call ourselves Papa Africa, coming home to help Mama Africa and our children. So um, my my being here is not as an individual, but is a movement. It is a formal institute for repatriation for people of African descent in the Caribbean and Latin America. I'm leading them home, setting up formal habitat, eco city to accommodate our people coming home formally, doing workshops with locals to hear the local story as well as tell them our story. So because we both have stories to tell. And whatever projects we're doing here, we are giving up to 49% ownership to young Ghanaians. So give them a head start, a kickstart to own their own business. Because giving jobs is not enough. We have to able to make the young youths become owners of business, and we know how to do that. And we we also want advocating for the equity um, financial development in Africa, where we can hypothecate in-ground minerals and use that to finance our projects in Africa without creating debt from taking funds from the World Bank or the IMF. We don't need those people to decide how we fund our development. The minerals in the ground, we need to preserve the minerals in the ground for future generation, and we can create bonds, special security notes, and fund our projects without borrowing from outside of Africa.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Sir, my name is Halima. What's your name, please?
Austin Ghana.
Mr. Austin, what do you do?
I'm an HR solution and conflict resolution person. And I do consultancy as well. I'm a pastor, that's even more important to me. I do marriage counseling as well.
Sir, if you have the power to change Ghana's economy, what will you change?
Actually, to be very honest with you, we are 65 years behind time as a nation. The 24-hour economy proposed is about the most sensible thing to talk about. And so we need to activate almost immediately the 24-hour economy when all the structures are in place. That would enable us to rival and work cooperatively with other nations to be able to catch up. But for now, we are 65 years behind. Whatever we have been doing is anachronistic, old junk. It has not helped, and that's the result we have gotten. We are in a DDEP, and we owe so much we cannot afford to pay because we didn't manage our economy well.
So, during the discussions, one of the panelists says, as an employer, you need to invest in employees. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, the labor law enjoins all employers to ensure that they invest in training, retraining, and development of the skill of the worker. So it's a duty And it's a duty and it's a responsibility on the part of the employer to do just that. So I agree. And you have to find out the return on that investment as soon as possible. So well, to be honest with you, anybody who don't plan, you will not succeed. So it's about planning and preparing about bedfellows. So you always have to prepare before you do anything. Whatever you want to do, you don't prepare and plan towards it, you certainly will not succeed. So I will urge each and every one who want to start something, and or whoever is a manager or chief executive or president of a nation, you have to prepare and be sure the objectives that you are talking about, what are the strategies to give effect to that objective, and how ready are you with all the necessary logistics to connect and be able to have that done successfully. Whatever you do, if it's not successful, don't even start it.
Okay, sir. One last question. What leadership qualities do you think are essential for success in today's business?
All what we have said so far, the most important thing is to provide leadership. And it has to be not just leadership, but leadership that can add value to whatever it is, minute by minute. So I believe in appreciative leadership. That is leadership that can add value to whatever, even if it's 10 cities you have, add value to it. Like the talents in the Bible. They gave it to them, somebody converted it into double. Others went and buried it, so it's useless. So that's just a typical example the Lord gave us.
So, what do you have for upcoming CEOs?
They must learn to be humble. They must learn to learn from others who have experience. You see the difference between those who have governed this nation and the new president. Because he has been assemblyman, he has been an MP, he's been a deputy minister, he's been a minister, he's been a vice president, he's been a president, and he's back. He has tremendous experience and humility and leadership. He's providing that, and we must learn from them. But above all, the God factor.
The God factor. Thank you very much, sir.